Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a very special video. It is not going to be a pick a card, although I am going to be getting into a collective reading, not just yet. Although if you do want to dive straight into the collective reading, the timestamp is down below and you can just go straight there and enjoy. In the meantime though, if you kind of want to know a little bit more about what this video is about, what I'm about, and just simply the first half of this video, stick around and listen, and I'm going to fill you in right now. So, I just released a brand new Oracle deck, actually on 11/11, which I thought was super cool to make that the release date. But yeah, so I released a brand new Oracle deck on 11/11. The holidays are creeping up on us here. Halloween is over. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. And before you know it, it will be Christmas time. So, you know, if all of the major retailers can put their Christmas stuff out in like September, then I can definitely release a Christmas themed Oracle deck in November, which is what I did. So we are going to be doing a breakdown of A Magical Christmas. This is my brand new Oracle deck that is up for sale on my website, shadowandshine.com, as well as Etsy. And it is a holiday-themed Oracle deck for all of your Christmas reading fun, is what it comes down to. It doesn't matter if you're reading for yourself, if you are reading for friends, family, or you have actual clients that you work with too. This is a great deck to add to anyone's collection. Whether you're beginning, learning how to read Oracle decks and tarot, or if you're someone who has been doing this forever and a day, it's great for everybody. So when I release these decks, they do not come with guidebooks, so I do like putting up, this is basically the guidebook is what it comes down to. I like putting out there a virtual guide, I guess you could say. So we're going to break down every single card in this deck and basically take a look at them and what they mean, what their definitions are, I guess you could say. As always, things have room for interpretation. As always, when you're doing a reading, use your intuition first and foremost. So even if like the traditional quote-unquote definition of the card doesn't necessarily make sense in the scenario, but your intuition is telling you something else, go with what your intuition says, because that's the most important thing. Certain things are going to mean certain things to certain people, so follow your gut, follow your intuition here. But I did want to give a general breakdown of the deck and all the cards here so people kind of know what it is all about. So that's what we're doing today. Before I get into that though, really quickly, and not only that, but I'm doing that like quite literally, I'm in Christmas pajamas right now. So I got Christmas lights all over me. I'm in my jammies, I have no makeup, I am like ready for bed, but I wanted to get into this so I could get it up as soon as possible so you guys have your little virtual guidebook to go along with anyone who potentially decides to get this deck for themselves. Or anyone who's just interested in learning about it, period. So once again, I am going to be doing a collective reading with this deck at the end of the walkthrough, at the end of this virtual guide, basically. So if you're not interested in the breakdown and you just want to get directly into the collective reading, that's in the other half of this video. Timestamp is right down there, so check it out and go there. Otherwise, if you want to learn all about this deck, what it's all about, all the different cards and how they operate, we're going to get into it. Before we do, the only other thing I ask you guys to do is to quickly give this video a big thumbs up and also drop me a comment down below. Say hi. Tell me something Christmassy if you want to. And the reason why I ask you guys to do this stuff, I'm not just asking you to do this just because it's what YouTubers do or anything, but it genuinely helps. The more interaction this video gets, or really any of my videos, the more interaction they get, the more it will get out there on the YouTube algorithm, and it will reach out to more people, and then more people can benefit from these readings, which is ultimately what I would like to see happen. So, it takes very little effort to do that little clickety clicky of the thumbs up, and, leave an emoji down in the comments. I don't care. It takes practically nothing to do that stuff. So if you do, I definitely appreciate you so incredibly much. And if you do resonate with me as a reader, or just someone that you want to watch and hang out with here on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and subscribe. And when you do, hit the notification bell, because then you will be up to date and in the know of any and every reading or update or whatever that comes your way through YouTube. So definitely that. And thank you to everyone who is already subscribed and already a part of the Shadow and Shine fam. You guys, of course, mean the world to me. And seriously, every single one of you matters, is what it comes down to. So that's basically that. And finally, if I do resonate with you as a reader, I invite you to check out my website, shadowandshine.com. There are bookings over there where you can book a reading with me. All types of readings there, so just go check it out. You can also, of course, pick up this deck over on shadowandshine.com as well as a couple of other decks that I have created, if you're interested in either one of those. And even if you don't want to get a reading from me, that's cool. And if you don't want to get this deck, that's also cool. But if you still want to participate in terms of maybe lower priced readings on a collective, very small collective scale, I welcome you to join my Patreon. So I have a Patreon as well. You can check that out. All of those links, all of that information is in the description box down below. So whether it's my website, my Etsy, Patreon, all that stuff is down there. So check it out if you do feel motivated to. Otherwise, I think we're officially ready to get into this deck. Let's see what's going on here. So I'm just going to pull cards from the top, and we'll get into what each one means, so you guys know what to expect with this deck. Alright, so the first card is Time for Yourself, Home Alone. So this card is all about self-care, basically. It is prioritizing self-care, time for yourself, especially considering this is a holiday deck. The holiday season can definitely get a little crazy and chaotic and wound up, and sometimes we just need to spend some time by ourselves decompressing, to get grounded, to get realigned and get refocused. So that's basically what this card is referencing, just taking that time for yourself, taking some alone time. That's definitely necessary to get through the chaos of the holidays. We also have New Year, New You. This is basically the New Year's card of the deck. It can represent New Year's resolutions and turning over a new leaf, new beginnings, that kind of thing. Cookies in the oven, bun in the oven. So this is the pregnancy card of the deck, obviously. So this could be referencing someone who is either going to become pregnant, someone who is already pregnant, and if pregnancy is not even a possibility or something that you would even be interested in regards to a reading with this particular card, then it's about being pregnant with some sort of new beginning, some sort of new thing. It could be pregnancy in terms of beginning a new relationship, beginning a new habit, beginning a new mindset, beginning a new job, any kind of new beginning, but it's about being pregnant with some sort of new beginning that you're going to be birthing into the world. Merry Madness and Mayhem. This girl's obviously pulling her hair straight out of her head. She does not look happy. She looks very stressed out. And that's what this card is about. It's about the stress and the chaos and the pandemonium of the holidays. Obviously, this card would pair very well along with it because you're probably going to need some alone time to do that self-care if you got this one coming through. So those two might need to go hand in hand, but that's what that card is all about. Unwrap Me Under the Tree. So obviously this is one of the very sexually charged cards in the deck. It's definitely about hanky-panky. On a deeper level, though, it could also be about unwrapping of emotions, unwrapping of thoughts and ideas with someone. Ultimately, unwrapping and exposing yourself in a very vulnerable way, which will ultimately create intimacy, is what it comes down to. So it's not just sex, it's making love, it's really like that physical act in a very loving and tender way, is what it comes down to. And we have the holidays at Disney. Now you can obviously take this quite literally to be going to Disneyland or Disney World during the holiday season. If that's not something that's on the table for that person in your reading, it could be tapping into the magic of the season, because the magic of the season is very similar to like Disney magic, is what it comes down to. Enjoying traditions. So anyways, with enjoying traditions, there's a lot of traditions that we follow during the holiday season, whether it's like going to a candlelight Christmas Eve service with our family, or driving around seeing Christmas lights, or building gingerbread houses. There's so many different traditions that we usually participate in during the holidays, and that's basically what this card is all about. It's like those feel good, just those feel good vibes that we feel, because usually the reason why we have these traditions is because they make us feel good, is what it comes down to. So yeah, enjoying traditions. Enjoying the traditions of the holiday season. Holiday drama. Well, that basically sums up what this card is about. It is just that. It's holiday drama, and that can happen. It can be bickering in the family. It can be bickering of friends. It can be stress on the job. I know especially like retail workers, they really like get run over during the holiday season. So take this where it resonates when you're doing the reading, of course. But any kind of drama, basically, that's happening around the holiday season. Festive photo shoot. So this could be potentially one of those traditions, to kind of go with that enjoying traditions card that came out. But yeah, it's kind of just that. It's kind of like a cute, fun, feel-good card. Festive photo shoots, like those photo shoots where, you got the family getting together, everyone's in their pajamas kind of a thing. It could be taking selfies by a Christmas tree somewhere, pictures with Santa, any of those kinds of things. Feeling left in the cold. We got a sad snowman here. So this card is all about someone just feeling like that, like they're being left in the cold, they're being left out, they're not being considered, they're being ignored, they're feeling invisible. It's that type of emotion that is revolving around this type of card. Hooked like a drug. We have a pair of candy canes here, and I went with candy canes, which, by the way, you guys, some of the pictures on this deck are like quite literally pictures that I have taken myself. This is one of them, actually. But I went with a pair of candy canes here because candy canes do have a hook, obviously. And this is definitely the addiction card of the deck. And once again, this could be addiction in many different ways. You could take this quite literally to be like a drug or alcohol or something like that. But it doesn't have to be. It could be a shopping addiction, a sex addiction. It could be even more subtle than that, like having mindsets and patterns of thinking in terms of addictions. So that's basically what this card is all about. Celebrate with the children. So this is the children's card of the deck. So, you know, Christmas time is a time for the children in a sense, with Santa Claus and, you know, just like that childlike belief in the season and everything. So, you know, whether you're a parent or an aunt or an uncle or something like that, this could be referencing, you know, spending time with your own kids, your nieces, your nephews. Maybe if you're a teacher, it could be referencing the kids that you're teaching. So definitely anything revolving around the area of children. If there are no children in the picture at all in the reading, it could be tapping into the inner child within. So once again, take that as it resonates, however it makes sense in the reading that you do. Driving around to see the lights, one of those many traditions, right, you guys? So that's kind of one of the fun things about this deck, is there are fun little cards sprinkled all throughout this deck, basically, and this is definitely one of them. It quite literally is basically just that, getting in the car, driving around, and seeing some Christmas lights, enjoying the glow of the season. Then we have Buddy the Elf here, with his typical line of the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. Now you could take this to be about singing, but I take this card more so to be that cheerfulness and that joyfulness that Buddy the Elf had when it comes to Christmas. You know, he was a full-blown grown-ass man believing he was an elf, and he had like so much childlike faith and innocence and joy that was just like this beautiful thing. He had so much cheer and joy in New York City, which could like tear you to shreds, basically. So it's about finding joy, finding cheer again in the midst of the season. Even if you're going through a very dark season, it's about finding the joy, finding that light in it all. That excitement is what it comes down to. As 98 Degrees once sang, it's the season of love. So I have two 98 Degrees cards in this deck because they are my all-time favorite boy band. And, you know, like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, they're all great too, but it's 98 Degrees for me. So I have two of their songs in this deck. One is this one, of course, which is the Season of Love. If you're not familiar with the Season of Love, go look it up when this video is done. Go and look it up on YouTube or iTunes or whatever and have a listen to it. It's a really good song. It's off of their second Christmas album because they have two that are out. And this song is truly just about that. It is about, I would say more so like that collective kind of love. Not necessarily romantic love, but it's like the overall warmth and glow and love that we feel throughout the holiday season. It's friendship love. It's family love. It's brotherly love. It's agape love. It's, you know, it's all the different types of love, including romance too, but it's like, it's all of them. It's all of those loves put together. Festivus, the airing of grievances. So if you are familiar with Seinfeld, then you know what Festivus is. And Festivus is this weird made-up holiday that George Costanza's father made up. And it's like the opposite of Christmas is the best way I can describe it. It's like instead of this holiday focusing on joy and love and cheer and, you know, good tidings and all that other kind of stuff, instead it's basically about letting people know how you really feel about them in a not so great way. It's like a holiday for venting, like venting out all of your biggest frustrations towards somebody. It's like if the Grinch had a holiday or something. It's kind of a Grinchy energy. So that's what this card is all about. It could be about people telling each other off and that kind of thing during the holiday season. The nice list, that's pretty obvious in itself. This is someone who has been on the nice list. They're doing good. They're doing all right. December dreams, wish upon a star. So this card is encouraging the person who is reading this deck to basically dream big. Don't dream small and get it all, but dream big. To not dumb it down, to not dull your sparkle, to not put limitations on things, to go for it all, go with the gusto, go for the gold. So yeah, don't be afraid to dream big, manifest away, manifest all the good stuff. Secret Santa, so this is about somebody withholding a secret, withholding information, the hidden and the unseen during the holiday season. Once again, the context of that will probably heavily depend on what else is coming through in the reading, the surrounding cards, but it will most likely be involving secrecy and the unseen in some capacity. It could be like what is not being said or something. More than chestnuts on the fire. Panic attack. So this card is weirdly inspired by an experience that I had in high school. So I don't even know how this came to be, but I remember it was during the holiday season, and there was this one friend that I sat at the lunch table with, and I don't know who made up the song, but someone was joking around and made up this joke and started singing, the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. And instead of singing the real words, they started singing, Brad's Nuts Roasting on an Open Fire. And it became like this huge joke. And that's kind of where this card comes from. That's the inspiration behind it, because it's just like, if you're thinking about like a dude's nuts or something like that on the open fire of some chestnuts, it's like you're under pressure is what it comes down to. It's like a card of being under pressure. You're stressed out. You feel like you're about ready to crack because those nuts of yours are on fire, basically. So very strange way this card seemed to manifest, and it's kind of wild that something from that long ago managed to inspire that card, but hey, whatever works. Spirit likes to speak in many different ways. I've been waiting to give this gift tonight. 98 Degrees, this gift. So this is the second 98 Degrees song in the deck, and this song is from their first album. This one you guys may remember more so than The Season of Love, since The Season of Love is newer. This gift came out way back in the day in 99, so it was like all over the radio and everything back then. So if you were around back then, you may remember this song. Once again, if you're not familiar with it, go ahead and look it up and take a listen to it. But this is basically the proposal card, because this gift is a proposal song during the holiday season. So this could quite literally be a proposal of marriage. If that's not one of those possibilities, it could be some other kind of proposal. Like if the relationship is newer, it could be a proposal to take things to the next level, become more serious, maybe move in together. If the relationship is brand new, it could be just like a proposal to go on a first date or something. So it's definitely a proposal of some sort. All right, what do we got next here? Snowed in. So this is like the when you're stuck kind of card. Now, we could take this quite literally to be like, oh, hey, there's a snowstorm that's coming in. Like, quite literally, the weather forecast is saying it's coming, so you're going to be stuck for a while. But for most people, I feel like it's not going to be literal, and it's the representation of basically being stuck, because when a blizzard does hit, you kind of can't go anywhere. You're stuck to where you're at until it stops and the snow plows come out and things are plowed away and salted down, and maybe the sun comes out and tries to melt things a little bit. But I would say take that from a literal stance and translate it into more of a figurative way to see where you may be stuck. Empty and filling up with eggnog. So this is someone who is kind of just like drinking their sorrows away. It doesn't even have to necessarily be drinking, but it's like the energy that this is tapping into is a distraction. You're doing some kind of act of distraction, whether it's drinking or shopping or sleeping or eating or whatever it is. There's some kind of action that's being taken here out of distraction because you're feeling very like hollow on the inside. You're trying to like heal some other area in your life with something else, and it's not a match. It's not a good fit, obviously. So that's the energy of this card. That's kind of what the eggnog card is telling us. As artificial as a fake tree. So this is someone who's being fake, phony, telling lies, all kinds of stuff. They're just, they're fake, they're phony, they're not who they really are, they're not being true, they're not being genuine. This is a fake and phony person or situation, lies of some sort. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happiest season of all. So this is inspired off of the Andy Williams song, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. So that's what this card is inspired by, and it's true. I know that there's a lot of ups and downs, peaks and valleys, when it comes to the holiday season, but there's so many joyful and magical things about it that we don't experience the rest of the year. So it's like there truly is happiness. There's happiness, and there's togetherness, and there's love, and there's gratitude, and all those good things. So it is meant to be a joyful time. It's a time to have fun and be happy, be merry, and celebrate. Win or lose, reindeer games. So we have 3 reindeer here. Rudolph is one of them. And they got some cards of their own out, but they're probably playing poker. They're not probably they're probably not doing readings for each other. But hey, you never know, could be. So you could take this to be quite literal about playing games. Some families do like to get together over the holiday season and crack out some board games, and that could be one of the many traditions that some people enjoy during the holiday season. Or you could take this as like playing the game of life in a sense. It's like we're all kind of in this game whether we want to be playing it or not. So it's like the choice is yours, whether you want to win or lose, your determination that goes into it. So, once again, kind of look at what's going on in the reading to understand what that one may be about. Tangled, twisted tinsel. So we have a family here that's all tied up in the garland, and it looks like the kids were the ones who are honestly responsible for that. But the overall gist of this card is, being caught up in something, being tangled in something, confusion, things like that. It's not exactly the best energy. It's kind of a chaotic and crazy energy is what it comes down to. So it may be needing to untangle some kind of mess that you've gotten yourself into. Single, mingle, jingle all the way. So this is in regards to someone who is probably not in a relationship, someone who is single during the holiday season. But the really cool thing about this card is, we have this picture of, funny enough, a couple, even though it says single, but ultimately it's really like two single people who are kind of just like meeting and enjoying and having fun at this Christmas party. And it's about getting out there and socializing. It is about mingling is what it comes down to. It is about meeting other people, and that doesn't necessarily have to be romantically. You could take this from like a networking perspective. You could take this from a perspective of just like making new friends and that kind of thing. But either way, it's about getting out there, socializing, and most likely for the person who is single. Building gingerbread foundations. Now, this is an interesting card because it could really go one way or the other. So, gingerbread, it's a tricky medium to use when it comes to creating a house. If you don't take your time, and if you don't have great patience, and if you don't have enough icing, chances are your house is going to crumble and it's going to be a disaster. However, if you do take your time, if you do have patience, and if you do have enough icing, then you should be able to successfully put one together. So it's kind of, the results are kind of in the hands of the builder, I guess you could say. So this is all about building foundations and how we ourselves are responsible for creating those foundations. So it's like asking yourself or asking that person you're doing that reading for, have I built my house on sand or have I built it on rock? Are my foundations stable is what it comes down to. Did I build a good enough gingerbread house that it's going to stand tall and proud, or is it going to collapse the second I add one more gumdrop to the frosting? So that's kind of what this card is asking you for. And given the surrounding cards around it, that may be able to give you some kind of signal and sign as to whether or not that is a solid foundation or not. This is the winter solstice card, so this is obviously referencing the winter solstice or the first day of winter. This is kind of just like a time marker in a sense during the reading. It could be signifying something specific happening going on around the winter solstice, or if you yourself or the person you're reading for has some kind of your own personal meaning and symbolism around the winter solstice. It could be picking up on that with that card. Santa, tell me if you're really there. Ariana Grande. So as I was picking out Christmas songs for this deck, I know everyone's go-to is Mariah. I know she's the queen of Christmas, but you know what? I had to be different. I had to have Mariah step aside to pull in some other Christmas queens for a little while. So I went with Ariana, who in a sense, in a lot of ways, is kind of like Mariah's mini-me. So anyways, yeah, Santa, tell me if you're really there. She's just kind of wondering, Santa, are you going to help me out here? Santa, is this guy that I love, that I'm interested in, going to be here? Is he going to be around, or is this going to turn into, the song Last Christmas, basically? So it's kind of about questioning our beliefs. What do we believe in, kind of a thing. Questioning if we have faith that things are going to work out in our favor. 12 Days of Antics, and we have 3 crazy dogs here. And that's just that. This is all about antics and craziness happening during the holidays. But as opposed to the other card that came out way earlier, which was about merry madness and mayhem, I think it was. That one was more about chaos from a stressful standpoint. This one is more about chaos from a more playful standpoint. It could be just you have a lot of Christmas activities you're going to do, and it may be overwhelming and it may be a lot, but it's also going to be a lot of fun kind of a thing. Christmas pranks and that kind of thing. So it's more of a fun and lighthearted kind of craziness. Advent season, the time is near. So the Advent card is all about waiting, is what it comes down to. The season of Advent is just that. It is waiting. So, during Advent season, that typically starts December 1st and it goes, through the 24th until the 25th. And, especially for Christians and everything, they light the candles like from week to week until Christmas Eve. And, you can find Advent calendars everywhere counting every single day down until December 24th. But that's the interesting thing. It's like when we get to Christmas Day, it's almost kind of a letdown because it's like all the fun and excitement and anticipation is suddenly over. That there's something magical and special about the anticipation during Advent season. So that's what this card is all about. It's about the anticipation. And not just during Advent season, but if there's anything in particular in life you are anticipating and you're on the edge of your seat kind of waiting for. So that's what this card represents. Okay. Next is Frost Yourself. So we got this girl looking at some jewelry. Basically, frost yourself is like treat yourself. Treat yourself to some jewelry. Treat yourself to whatever it is that your cup of tea is. If there's something that you enjoy, this is kind of like one of those self-care kind of cards, but treat yourself. Splurge on yourself a little bit. Buy yourself a Christmas gift. While you're out there buying for everybody else, make sure that you're buying for you too. Getting blitzed. So we got another drunky drunk card coming through. We got Blitz in here, and he's had one too many. So it would be really dangerous if this one was paired with that eggnog one. But yeah, this is definitely someone who's getting a little bit too tipsy there. The naughty list. So earlier we had the nice list card came through. This one is the naughty list. So this is obviously that opposite kind of energy. Someone who has not been nice. Someone who's been up to no good, basically. Ugly sweater contest. So this could quite literally be about having or participating in an ugly Christmas sweater contest. It could be about buying an ugly Christmas sweater, wearing an ugly Christmas sweater, or on the flip side, it could be about competition and contests in general, like not even necessarily tied to Christmas, but it could be about competition, period. Manifesting with frankincense and myrrh. So, in the story of Jesus' birth, obviously, the three wise men bring frankincense and myrrh. And frankincense and myrrh is actually, like, that's kind of witchy stuff, actually. Those are, like, I don't know. I gotta research more on what exactly it is that they do. But they do stuff. You can use them in, like, spell crafting and that kind of thing. So either way, it can definitely be used as like a manifestation tool. So this is all about manifestation. It's about manifestation. It's kind of like, I guess you could say, the witchy card of the Christmas deck in terms of like spell work and that kind of thing. Winter sports. So that's basically pretty front and center, straightforward. Any kind of winter activity. Obviously, we have skiing on the card, but this doesn't have to be skiing. This could be sledding, ice skating, even just, like any of those things. Anything that's like a winter sport outside. Crystals for Christmas. Can't not throw in some crystals here. In my fall oracle deck, I had some crystals for the fall, and here are your crystals. I'm sorry. Here are your crystals for Christmas. We have moonstone, malachite, and ametrine. So when this card comes through, it's basically just suggesting crystals that you or the person that you're reading for may need to use during the holiday season. It could be a good way to assist with whatever it is you're trying to do. Rocking around the Christmas tree. So we have like a little Christmas party thing going on here. So this is a time of celebration. It could be a party. It could be like a work Christmas party, a church Christmas party. But either way, it's partying, it's celebrating, it's having good times. Charity, the anti-Scrooge. So, obviously the holiday season, 'tis the season to give back. 'Tis the season to, help the less fortunate, help people in need. That's what this card is about. It's about the person who would never be like Scrooge is what it comes down to. It could mean that either, maybe you need to go out and be a little bit more charitable, or maybe someone's going to be charitable to you. But either way, it's about giving back. It's about giving back to our community. It's about giving back to people around us. Blue Christmas. So this is obviously someone who's just like feeling sad, feeling blue, feeling kind of depressed during the holidays. Hopefully this is not a feeling anyone would be feeling during the holidays, but it can happen, The holidays can bring up a whole array of different emotions for people. It can be very complicated. You can feel immense joy, but you can also feel immense pain. Nuttier than a fruitcake. So this is crazy. This is crazy. This is craziness. It could be a person that it's referencing. It could be a situation or a circumstance that it's referencing, but it's definitely a weird, odd, crazy situation like a fruitcake. Snowball fight. So, once again, we could take this quite literally to be like an actual snowball fight that happens, or it could be like a argument or disagreement maybe that you get into with somebody. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I keep yawning. I told you I was in my pajamas. I'm gonna go to bed soon, so that's probably why I'm yawning right now. All right, we have Magical Miracles. And I love this card because it is a reminder that anything is possible. Anything is possible, especially during the holiday season. Miracles happen every day. They're special and they're unique and they're different and they're usually very unexpected when they happen. But they happen. And they're a beautiful thing to treasure. So that's what this card is all about. Cozy, watching Christmas movies. I love this card too. It's also about, just getting cozy and getting comfy during the holiday season. Sitting next to the fire, next to your Christmas tree, the glow of the tree, the glow of the fire, and putting on one of your favorite Christmas movies and just unwinding and relaxing. Get some hot chocolate or a peppermint mocha or something. And speaking of hot chocolate, heartwarming hot chocolate. So we've got 3 people toasting with their hot chocolates, basically. This could be all about quite literally getting hot chocolate, but I feel like more so it's about embracing and taking in those heartwarming moments, those heartwarming experiences that we have with others around us, and truly enjoying and embracing those times during the holiday season. Snow flaking off. So we've got this guy with his hands up, and he kind of looks like, not me, I'm not doing it, I didn't do it, like someone who does not want to take responsibility. And that's kind of what this card is all about. It's about someone not stepping up, someone not taking ownership, someone not taking responsibility, someone flaking off, basically. You know, like you could have plans to meet up with somebody and maybe they just don't show up, someone ghosts or something like that. So this is all about the lack of responsibility from somebody. Attending or performing in a Christmas pageant. So, you know, you could take this quite literally, you know, to like a church kind of thing. You know, once again, attending or performing in a Christmas pageant. It could be any kind of like religious kind of production with that is what it comes down to. Wandering in a winter wonderland. So we have this girl who's outside in the snow in her Santa hat, and she looks perplexed. She looks like she's in deep thought. So that's what this card is all about. It is about wondering. It's about pondering. It's about thinking. And it's kind of a neutral energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be a good or bad thing. It's probably going to depend on the context of the surrounding cards, obviously, but something where someone is definitely thinking things over, weighing their options, things like that. You know, trying to navigate stuff, trying to figure things out. Coal in your stocking. So this is similar to the naughty list energy. It's obviously someone who hasn't been very nice. And, you know, it's like karma sees that and karma's like, yeah, no, you're not getting a present. You're getting coal. So that's kind of like, you know, someone getting theirs is what it comes down to. Probably don't want to get that card. All right, do you hear what I hear? Communication. So this is the communication card. This means communication is probably coming in from someone, whether it's a phone call or a text message or actually speaking in person, but it's communication of some kind in the reading. Tidings of travel joy. Obviously, a lot of people do travel during the holiday season. I myself am traveling for the holiday season. I'll be going home to Chicago and seeing my mom and spending time with her. And I mean, I've done that more years in my adult life than I have not. And I am certainly not the only one. There are so many people who travel, whether it is by a distance, a long distance or a short distance, whether it's by car or plane. People do it all the time, every day. So this is definitely in reference to that. It could be you going somewhere or someone coming to you. But yeah, that's kind of what that card is about. My only wish this year, Britney Spears. You know, I had to give Britney a little shout out with everything that she has been through this past year. I mean, girl deserves all the credit she can get with all the crapola she's been through. But anyways, yeah, so this card in that particular song, that Christmas song that Britney sings, you know, she's wishing for this love and this romance with this guy. And, you know, that person is like her wish. So it's about making wishes, making Christmas wishes, whether it's in that romantic context or not. But that's kind of what this card is about. Noel reminders ring a bell. So this is a reminder of some sort. So it could be when this card comes out in a reading that Spirit is trying to remind you of something, or it could be that Spirit wants you to remind someone else of something, but it's definitely about some kind of reminder or remembering something. Oh, flip the card over. 'Tis the season, find your reason. So this is the card that's all about purpose, you know. It's about finding purpose in a situation. So this could be purpose in a relationship, purpose in your career. But it's purpose is what it comes down to. It is about finding purpose. It's about understanding your motives and why you do what you do. Whether that is, for the better or the worse, but it is about fully understanding that. Guardian angels, protecting and guiding. So this card is a reminder that you got fam on the other side is what it comes down to. You have angels, you have guides, you've got people on the other side who are always looking out for you. We always got to remember that this world is so much more than just the physical world that we are dealing with. That there's so much more on the spiritual plane that we don't see, that we can't even comprehend. Our human brains cannot even grasp all of that. But this is a reminder that you are protected, that you are safe, that you are loved, that you have angels taking care of you. When you get in your car, you have an angel on the front bumper, you have an angel on the rear bumper, you got angels at the doors. You're covered. You're good. You're fine. So that's what that card is. It's like a nice, comforting reminder that we are definitely not alone. Going overboard this Christmas vacation. So we got Clark Griswold on this card, obviously. And if you've ever seen Christmas Vacation, which most people have, you would know that Clark is trying to create the perfect, ideal, festive, fun family Christmas vacation for his family. And it doesn't really go the way that he wants it to. Everything kind of explodes in his face one step at a time. It is just like disaster after disaster after disaster. And the main reason why is because he pushes too hard. He doesn't just go with the flow. He doesn't just let things naturally happen. He's super extra about it, super pushy about it. He just does way too much, way more than necessary. And that's what gets him into trouble. He has a big heart, and, his motives are pure, his motives are good, but his way of going about it is all the wrong ways. So if this card comes through in a reading, it's basically implying that you may be going a little overboard like Clark Griswold in some area of your life. You may be a little bit too extra. You may need to dial it down, dial it back a few notches, and just kind of go with the flow and allow the universe to kind of take the reins. And by doing that and getting into a more receptive state, you'll be able to receive the things you're probably trying to achieve a lot easier. All right, we have Hallmark Christmas movie endings. So if you guys know anything about Hallmark movies, especially at Christmas time, yeah, they kind of have this theme of they're all being the same and they all have the same endings, blah, 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 blah. But I think that's why they're successful. That's why people love them, because people love the predictability of them. Can you imagine how many people would probably be pissed if the couple did not wind up going happily ever after at the end of the movie? Hallmark would be getting a lot of backlash for that. So people, that's what works for their brand, is predictability. It's not even necessarily about the love story or the details of the love story. It is the predictability factor. So I feel like this is basically saying, yes, you do have a Hallmark happily ever after in the end waiting for you. And the main reason why it's waiting for you is because it's predictable. It's going to happen. It may not feel like it's going to happen, but that's probably because you're still somewhere in the middle of your story at this time. but it's all going to work out in the end. It's like the whole thing of, if it's not okay, it's not the end. That's kind of the essence of that. You make every day feel just like Christmas. The Jonas Brothers. So once again, if you're not familiar with the song, go and look it up. But this is definitely a very feel-good, holiday kind of song. And, the boys are basically singing how, there's this person in their life who obviously makes every day feel like Christmas. So it's like, even if it's not Christmas, it could be March, it could be August, it could be July, it could be any other time during the year. But that person brings the magic, the essence of the magic of the season of Christmas, the miracles that come with it, the sparkliness, the colorfulness, the giving nature of the Christmas season. It brings that to that relationship. So this is a card where someone is basically very grateful and very thankful for their connection with someone, because that person makes them feel very special, that there's definitely like a treasure in that connection. Xmas. So we got another spicy card coming through. So obviously this is the other sexual card to come through in the deck. And, it basically kind of speaks for itself. It's kinky and crazy and getting wild and down to business under that tree is what it comes down to. Nothing else to say with that. Charging it, Christmas shopping. So obviously one of the big themes about Christmas time is shopping. There's a lot of people to buy for, holiday presents and that kind of thing. There's also usually a lot of sales and deals going on around that time. So it's referencing that basically. It's referencing probably getting out there and doing some shopping. Stuck at Santa's workshop. So this is the workaholic card. This is the person who is busy at work during the holidays, whether it is by choice or not by choice. This could be someone who is swamped at work, and even if they don't like their job and even if they don't want to be there, they're stuck there anyways. They may have bills to pay or whatever it is. They're just feeling overwhelmed being stuck at work, especially if it's like a retail worker or something like that. Or on the flip side, you could be someone who loves your job and loves to work, and you don't mind being stuck at work during the holidays. But it's definitely very strong workaholic energy, very, very strong, almost like Capricorn energy, because those Capricorns, they like their work. There's no business like snow business. Putting on a show. So this is the energy of someone who could be acting kind of fake and phony. They're putting on an act. They're putting on a show, basically, is what it comes down to. I know this card looks cute, and it's like looking at these little snowmen. It's like, how could those snowmen ever be being fake? But that is kind of the essence of what the card is supposed to mean. Or, depending once again on the spread, depending on the cards surrounding it, if the message is coming across to be a little bit more positive, you could take it as someone like actually putting on a show, like doing a Christmas pageant kind of thing or something like that. So take it as it resonates, but it is kind of that phony energy. All right, we got stingy, grinchy coming through. So this is that Grinch energy. That's that grump, that Scrooge, that person who says bah humbug and does not want to participate in the holidays. So, take that where it resonates, however it winds up landing in your reading, but that's definitely that kind of energy. Merry makeover. So we have this girl who's kind of like almost dolled up to look like a Christmas tree. So this is kind of like a pampering kind of card. a pampering kind of energy. Yeah, just like getting a makeover during the holidays. It could be getting your nails done, getting your hair done, getting a brand new outfit, a new pair of shoes, or all of the above. It could be any of those things like during the holidays, but it's kind of like getting a makeover. Or if it's not so much on the external and it's more internal, it could be like an internal transformation, like a soul makeover in a sense, like breaking a bad habit, or developing better thoughts about yourself, things like that. But either way, it's a transformation of some sort. It's a makeover of some sort. And definitely something that is going to be moving in the direction of something better. Light a candle for a loved one. So one of the most challenging parts of the holidays is missing the people who are no longer with us during Christmas, obviously. That can be really hard, especially if it's the first year without that person. So this is kind of just like a reminder card to take time to honor those and to connect with those who are no longer with us, at least physically. I mean, of course, they are always with us in some way, shape, or form, but this is like acknowledging them, just acknowledging their presence and them being with us no matter what, and being thankful for the time that we did have with them during the physical part of their life. And we have Christmas crafting. So this is all about taking on projects and doing fun and unique crafts during the holiday season. This could quite literally be like making a gingerbread house, for example. It could be working on a Christmas wreath like on the picture. But any kind of Christmas craft. Could be making ornaments, all kinds of different things. So take that where that one resonates in your reading. Put the elf on the shelf. Wait. So this card is a signal and a reminder to hold off on something, to not go forward. I mean, this is like if you're driving in traffic, you just got that yellow light, you need to slow down and you need to stop because the other light is about to turn green and there's going to be cross traffic moving through the intersection soon. So this is a signal from Spirit to not proceed forward, to stop, to wait. That doesn't mean that it's a no. That doesn't mean it's a never. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't at some point. It's just saying not yet, not right now is what it comes down to. We also have Run, Rudolph, in a Rush. So putting the elf on the shelf and waiting may be really hard if somebody gets this card, because this is somebody who is in a hurry. This is someone who is impatient. They're in a rush. They're trying to get somewhere. So, this could be someone who is impatient about maybe needing to make more money or trying to find a stable and solid relationship. But either way, this is someone who is impatient. This is someone who's in a rush. This is someone who is in a hurry. Meet me under the mistletoe. So this is definitely another one of the very sweet love cards. So this is probably someone who would want to meet you or the person you're reading for underneath the mistletoe and, just enjoy some nice tenderness together, basically. Vengeance Vixen. So this is like that angry energy. This is someone who's pissed off, and I would say someone who is not very healed in terms of moving on from a situation. If someone is feeling the urge for revenge or rage towards a particular person or situation, they're probably holding on to a lot of bitterness and unforgiveness, and they need to heal that, is what it comes down to. So that's kind of the energy of the Vengeance Vixen. Deck the halls. So this is the decorating card out of the deck. This is just spending time decorating your house, whether it's putting up Christmas trees or Christmas lights outside, or whatever it is that you do. But it's definitely taking the time to decorate and making your home feel cozy and festive for the season. Feeling fragile. We have a bunch of broken ornaments here. And these broken ornaments basically represent, someone who's very fragile, someone who is not a sturdy plastic, whatchamacallit? Sorry, I just got distracted by a notification on my phone. I'm like, what? Anyways, I gotta regroup my thoughts now what I was speaking. I think it's also because I'm like almost towards the end here of the deck. Like there's literally only 2 more cards for me to review, and I've been talking for a while, so my brain is kind of going to mush right now. So I'm obviously gonna have to take a break and regroup before I dive into the collective reading that I want to do after introducing all these cards. But I'm almost done with this. So I'm going to finish describing these last 3 and take a break, which you guys won't even notice because this will be edited together, and then dive into the collective reading. So yes, this is just like, I'm looking over at the ornament right now that literally has the label on it. It's not crash resistance. Hold on, I gotta look at this. I gotta pull away for just a moment because I have this big red ornament over here that is actually going to my mom. Shatterproof. That's what I was trying to say. Here, I'll show you guys what I was looking for. See, it says shatterproof. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you, big red ornament. That's what I was trying to say. So this is someone who emotionally and mentally is not shatterproof. This is someone who's sensitive, is what it comes down to. Their emotions are the equivalent of a glass ornament. So they are feeling very fragile, whether they're just naturally a sensitive person, or maybe they're just currently in a vulnerable state. Maybe they're going through a lot, so that makes them a little bit more sensitive than they normally are. But either way, it's someone who is feeling very fragile emotionally. It could be representing yourself emotionally when this comes through, and if not, if it's representing someone who's around you, it could be a heads up kind of on like how to handle that situation in a sense with kid gloves. I mean, you don't want to be walking on eggshells around somebody constantly, obviously, but if you have to be a little bit more gentle with this person during that time, it could be instructions just to simply be a little bit more gentle and kind, even if it's just to yourself too. Then we have Go Where Snowman Has Been Before, Have an Adventure. So this is the adventure card. This is about almost kind of, it's very similar to Fool energy in the tarot, because, the Fool is about stepping out and taking risks and just taking a leap of faith. And that's what the snowman is doing here too. He's just stepping out, finding out, taking a risk, having an adventure, just kind of like throwing his hands up in the air and waving them around like you just don't care kind of a thing. So that's basically what the snowman is all about. And then our final card, last but certainly not least, is Silent Night, Religious Beliefs. Now this could quite literally be about religious beliefs, considering Christmas is a very religious time for a lot of people. But even if you're not religious, if anything, Silent Night It's more so about checking in with your own beliefs, with your own values, with your own morals. It's about getting still and getting silent and getting quiet within and understanding exactly like, what do you truly believe in? Even if it has nothing to do with Christianity or Christmas or anything like that, but what do you truly believe in? What do you truly value? That's what this card is tapping into. So that is all 70, well, technically 77 cards of the deck. It is a 78 card deck. The last card, which I'm not showing because there's no point of showing it, is basically one of those, thank you for your business, here's my contact information cards. So that's just in there for you guys, so you guys have that in case you need to reach me some way, basically. But yeah, that is it. That is all of the cards broken down, all their definitions, everything of what they mean from A Magical Christmas. And I hope that helps you guys as you are navigating your own readings, as you use this deck, and hopefully this helps as a nice little virtual guide. Anyways, I'm going to move all these cards together and take a little break, which you guys won't even notice. Because like I said, this will all be edited together. And then come back and I'm going to do the collective reading part of this video just to kind of see how the cards work when they are actually in action doing a reading together. So I'll be back in a flash. Okay, we are officially on the second half of this video now, and this would be the collective reading portion of the video. If you stuck around for the first half, then you obviously stuck around for the full-blown walkthrough of A Magical Christmas. But if you just jumped straight here on the timestamp, that's totally cool too. Bottom line is you guys are here for the collective reading using this deck. So that's what I'm going to get started on right here, right now. So yeah, exciting, good stuff. Getting all the cards out. The only card out of the deck I am not taking out is the last one because it's literally basically a thank you for your business, kind of like a contact card thing. So we do not need that for our reading right now. Just going to go back into the tin box. Okay, so we have our deck out. Let's officially see. What does the collective need to know at this time with the upcoming holiday season? This is an opportunity to see these cards in action in an actual reading. And we already have, we got 2 cards. Let's see if one more wants to flip out. If not, we'll start with these 2, and that's totally okay. So the first one that came through is feeling left in the cold. So we have this poor, sad little snowman outside. The weather does not look all that pretty, and they're frowning. They're quite literally left in the cold. Granted, they're a snowman, and you would think because they're a snowman, they would be pretty happy being in the cold, but even snowmen need friends. So you may be feeling like this starting out this holiday season. You may simply feel left out. You may feel like nobody cares. And, ultimately you may have a case of the holiday blues. And that's understandable. I think that's actually pretty common. And a lot of people experience that during the holidays. I know there's a lot of holly jolliness and, tidings of joy and all this other kind of stuff attached to the holiday season, which is another aspect of it. But there is this side where people can feel pretty sad. And when people are in that position, I don't feel like people are innately like that because they're Grinches and they hate everyone and stuff like that. But I feel like, it's usually because there's some kind of heartbreak attached to that. Maybe you recently went through a breakup. Maybe, and that doesn't even necessarily have to be romantic. That could be like a friendship breakup as well. Maybe you recently lost a loved one, or just simply earlier in the year sometime, maybe you lost a loved one, and this is going to be your first Christmas without that person. But heartbreak comes in many different shapes and forms, and this can almost be the kind of thing of like when you're in a room with a ton of other people, you can still be surrounded by people and feel completely alone. It's not so much about the quantity of people in our life, but the quality of those connections and relationships. So you may feel like you don't necessarily have quality, long-lasting, really intimately connected relationships. But let's move on to the next card. Let's see what else is going on. Hopefully it's not all sadness, doom and gloom here. Winter sports. So we have winter sports coming through. Clearly we have a skier on the card. This could be skiing, ice skating, sledding, hockey, anything that needs it to be cold, basically. I don't know, just think of the Winter Olympics and any sport that would come to your mind that requires being at the Winter Olympics. I don't know. It could be right down to, what is that sport? I feel like it's like an old people sport. It's not shuffleboard. It's similar to that, though. It's like shuffleboard on ice. What is the name of that sport? It's not coming to my brain right now, but if you know what it is, mention it in the comments. It could even be that. Whatever that sport is that I'm thinking of, the winter version, ice version of shuffleboard. But anyways, so this could be implying that maybe you're someone who enjoys winter sports. There could be people around you that enjoy winter sports. This could also be a nudging in a direction to kind of snap out of the feeling left in the cold type of emotion. Because if you do go out and you play winter sports, even if it's something that maybe you normally wouldn't do, it could be a good opportunity to get out there and meet people and connect with others. And even if you start off having something that's like a similar interest in common, like ice skating or something, you may wind up realizing that you have more in common with that person or those people than you realize, and it could be a window of opportunity to build some solid new friendships and relationships in your life. So that's a piece of good news, I feel like. Let's see what else we need to know. Okay, deck the halls. Deck the halls. So this is all about decorating, getting out there and decorating. So that can be another way, honestly, to lift our holiday blues. I feel like Spirit has kind of like set the tone here with this may be how you're starting off feeling this holiday season, feeling kind of blue and left in the cold. However, Spirit's giving you windows of opportunity to snap out of it. Spirit's giving you examples of things you can do to kind of like pull yourself out of that holiday funk. Participating in some kind of winter sport is one way, and just simply decorating your home. Like, it's a scientifically proven fact that people who decorate earlier in the season are happier simply because those decorations bring them a sense of joy in their life. And I'm a living testament of that. I can definitely verify by experience that that's true. I've always been an early decorator. This year, I put up my Christmas decorations on November 3rd. Halloween was obviously October 31st, and then November 1st and 2nd, those were like my busy decorating days, I guess you could say. November 1st, I took down all of my Halloween decorations. I don't have enough space in my apartment to store all of my decorations, so all of those things are over at an off-site storage unit. So I took all of my Halloween decorations to the storage unit and took out all the Christmas decorations, which is funny because after I pulled out all the Christmas decorations, I realized that my Christmas decorations is like half of the stuff I have sitting in storage. I have that much stuff. This video in particular is not the Christmas decor tour, obviously. This is the walkthrough for the the Oracle deck, Magical Christmas. But I do have a Christmas decor tour coming out after this one is published and released. And if you go check that out, you will see just how Christmas crazy I am and how much stuff I have. I have like a Christmas tree farm, basically. So I put all that stuff up November 2nd, and it was all basically done by November 3rd. And I do that for two reasons. One is the fact that I am going to be going home for Thanksgiving, and I'm just going to be staying at my mom's for the duration of the holiday season. Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the way through New Year's, and then I'll be back in Colorado after the New Year. But that was one reason why I put all my decorations up so early, because I wanted to enjoy them a little bit here at my own home before I leave to go to somebody else's home. But aside from that, even if I hadn't been going anywhere, I still would have put everything up incredibly early because I just enjoy it. I just love it. It just makes me happy. Like the sparkle and the glow of the Christmas lights, and every time I bring out a Christmas ornament, it tells like a story. It's like a little chapter in my life. Every ornament I have has some kind of sentimental value to it. There's some story to it. So it's like the entire tree in itself is like a book, and each ornament is a chapter in that book with a little story to share. So there's so many wonderful things I love about Christmas. So it brings joy to my heart. And point is, with all that, I realized that was a lot of background information and rambling. So thank you for hanging in there with me if you're still there. But I do feel like decking the halls is asking you to decorate, to get out there and do your thing and to decorate. And you may be feeling kind of grinchy right now, like, I don't want to do that. And you don't have to go overboard. You don't have to go overkill like I do. You know, it could be a small tabletop tree just sitting in one room in your house, and that could be it. But you would be amazed how that one teeny tiny little tree can bring so much joy into your heart. Just put some Christmas lights or something into a window. You'll see there's going to be a difference. So do some decorating. It'll help bring you some joy. All right, so Spirit is giving us suggestions right now on how to snap out of our holiday funk. What else do we need to know this winter holiday season? Snowed in. So I don't know where it is that you live. Weather has been crazy. Weather has been crazy and chaotic lately because of climate change. But there's a possibility this holiday season you could wind up snowed in, quite literally, from a weather perspective. If you live in a warmer climate or a tropical climate or something like that, where being snowed in is not realistic, there could be a part of you that may just want to like stay at home and kind of hibernate like you are snowed in. And I feel like that could be for the good or the bad. I mean, that could be kind of fun, but I just hope that you guys aren't going to be doing that because you're going to be feeling that left in the cold kind of feeling, like doing it from an avoidant place of, I don't want to socialize and I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. Don't do that. It's okay to want to snuggle up at home and enjoy your home. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But hopefully you're doing that from a place of like actually enjoying it. And if you really are snowed in somewhere, I feel like that's probably also a note of preparation. Like just make sure that you have, enough food in your pantry and in your fridge. Oh, that one just flipped out. Make sure that you have enough gas in your car, all those different, I don't know, if you're snowed in, I guess gas in your car doesn't really matter. But I'm just saying, just make sure you have your ducks in a row if that is a possibility. So you're not like stuck at home and you're like, oh, I have nothing to eat, I have no food. Like, food's a good thing. You want to have that. Okay, so next we have Stuck at Santa's Workshop. So I feel like this may be some of the reasoning behind why we may be kind of having a blue kickoff here for the holidays. This is all about working, all about work. For some people, it might be an enjoyable card because if you're a workaholic, you may not mind being stuck at Santa's workshop. You may be like, I will work all day, every day, straight through the holiday season. I'm fine with that. But not everybody is like that. Some people enjoy a healthy work-life balance. So if you're someone who's not a workaholic, that could be a contributing factor into some of the holiday blues and holiday stress. I mean, we got all these people stuck here in the office and they're blah, 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 talking about whatever corporate chatter they're chattering about. But it doesn't necessarily have to be like an office setting. Like another work setting I can think of that this may be very overwhelming for during the holiday season is if you work in retail. And I feel for you retail workers, like customer service of any kind is torture and hell. And there's a reason why I don't last very long in those jobs when I get them. It's been very rare in my life that I've ever been in a retail position, but the very few times I have been in them, I have never lasted. It just, I can't handle it. I crack. Not that I blow up at customers or anything. No, that's not it at all. But it's very overwhelming. It's soul crushing in a lot of ways. So I feel for you guys, and I wish I could just give every single one of you a big hug because that is a lot. And Tinkerbell wants to give you a hug too. Maybe not. Hey, I'm doing a reading here. Can I do this? Okay, that was Tinkerbell, everyone. She was just having a little barky meltdown. But seriously though, it was because there were people going by through the hallway. My neighbors were doing something out there. I think it's the upstairs neighbors because I hear some feet up there right now. But someone was like going like up the stairs or something. So that's where that came from. Anyways, yes. So work may definitely be a contributing factor here with the with just feeling like the holidays are not going the way you would like them to. All right, let's see what we have next here. Get another shuffle. Nice list. Okay, all right, this is good. This is positive. So there is a nice list and there is a naughty list card here in this deck. As you know, obviously, because this is the walkthrough video. But this is basically verifying that, you know, if Santa is real, if there was any such thing as a naughty and nice list, you guys would be on the nice list. It's basically Spirit acknowledging that you have pure intentions, that you have a good heart, that unfortunately sometimes life may throw some nasty things at you, and some sorry about that, some unjust, unfair things may happen to you, but anything that happens to you that is bad, it's not because of something that you caused to happen, that you created to happen. You didn't bring it onto yourself. So you are on the nice list. So don't worry about that. You are doing the best that you can do. So keep doing that. Keep being you. Keep being amazing and awesome you. You have a good heart. Spirit acknowledges that. Tidings of travel joy. Ooh, that's exciting. So, you know, maybe that's something that needs to happen this holiday season. Maybe you need to just get out, especially if you've been stuck here at work. Even if all of your family and friends, even if everyone is local to you in the same area, maybe just schedule like a small little holiday getaway or something, you know. It doesn't even have to be far away. It could just be like a couple of hours away. It could be like a day trip or something even. This doesn't have to be actually getting on a plane and going somewhere super far away. Although it could be. I mean, if you already have travel plans, then clearly this is confirmation of that. But I feel like Spirit is definitely kind of hinting just kind of the sense of getting out of like your current your current scenery, like having a change of scenery. Like that's going to be good for you. That's going to be healthy for you. So, like I said, I feel like Spirit's tossing out a lot of ideas here to help you get unstuck if you're feeling stuck for the holidays. If you travel, it may actually be very inspiring. You may come back with some inspired ideas, and it may renew your tank of faith and give you some fresh hope. So yeah, why not do that? That's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to traveling, going home for the holidays. It's not that I don't love my home here in Colorado, because I do. Like, my home here in Colorado is wonderful, but I miss my mom. And, I've been dealing with some of my own struggles. Has nothing to do with where I live or anything like that. But, I have some of my own struggles I'm working through, and maybe that travel will be good for me too. So, anyways, our next card is attending or performing in a Christmas pageant. So, this doesn't necessarily have to be coming from a religious point of view, but it could be. It could be, if it's not you who is performing in a Christmas pageant, maybe you have a niece or a nephew or a child of your own that may be doing something in a Christmas pageant. Let's get a few more cards here. I think I'll do like another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll wrap it up. What else do we need to know? Oh, okay. All right, we got two that just came crashing out. So we'll move this one to the side because that came out second. But the first one is go where snowman has been before. Have an adventure. So that's very much so. I feel like that's kind of tapping into this travel energy here. It's like go where snowman, no man, play on words here, has been before kind of a thing. So, once again, it could be travel. It doesn't have to be, though. But I feel like Spirit is asking you to step outside of the box. Do something you've never done this holiday season. Just something, anything. Something that's going to be good for the soul. Something that's going to be positive, heartwarming, uplifting, that kind of thing. And it doesn't have to be anything extravagant or elaborate or anything like that. It can be very simple and very small, but it can be a big deal for you. So, like let's say with the winter sports, for example, let's say you've never gone ice skating before. That would be taking an adventure and doing something you've never done before. Once again, I'm speaking from experience here. Despite being a girl who was born and raised in the suburbs of Chicago where we had snowy and cold Christmases, I never actually ice skated my entire existence growing up in the Chicago area. I don't know if it just was because, I never had the desire to, or I wasn't interested in it, or the opportunity didn't come up, or I don't know what the reason was. It never happened. I never went ice skating, not once. Not even downtown or anything like that. However, when I lived in LA, in LA of all places, the place where there is no snow and there is no ice, but that is where I went ice skating for the first time. And they have a rink that they put up in Santa Monica around the holidays. And I don't remember how it came up, but I remember having a conversation with some friends, and I was just like, I've never gone ice skating in my entire life. I'm ready to do it. I want to just try it. Even if I just do it once, but I just want to experience it so I can say that, yes, I have been ice skating. And I did, and I went, and I was horrible at it, but I had so much fun, and I was so glad that I went out and I tried it. So it could be a similar story like that for you. It could be maybe you need to put some skis on, put some ice skates on, go sledding, whatever it is. Mix it up. Do something new. Have an adventure. It could be the travel thing too. Have an adventure. Maybe being in a Christmas pageant. That would be an adventure. So I feel like, just step out and try something new. Try something different this holiday season. If we mix up our energy and we try new things, we're also not going to be held up in stagnancy. Like, nobody wants that. Nobody wants stagnancy. So this is a season to have some new beginnings. We can have new beginnings before a new year. You make me feel like every day is just like Christmas. So this is that Jonas Brothers song, obviously. You make every day feel just like Christmas. You know that song? So anyways, it's a fun, joyful song. And obviously in that particular song, they are talking about like a romantic love interest and that kind of thing. But you could take it from the love perspective, but honestly, if you just look at it from the whole of the deeper perspective of it, anyone who... Yes, Tinkerbell. She's starting again. I'm sorry. People keep making noise out there, so she keeps reacting. Can I speak now? Are you done? Okay. All right. I think she's done now. Next time, I'll just have Tinkerbell come over here and do the reading for you guys. Apparently, she wants to do it. Anyone who makes you feel like it's Christmas, anyone who can bring that kind of magic and sparkle and joy and hope into your life, like that's someone that you want to stick around. That's someone that you want to have in your life. So I feel like it's definitely kind of just like tapping into those emotions, tapping into that feeling. So, you want to be around people in your life who make you feel like every day is Christmas. And you also want to bring that essence to other people yourself, which I feel like you do because you are on the nice list. You're not like messing with people or anything here. So that's always a good thing. But let's get a couple more messages. Okay, I guess I'll take this one. It fell right out. Like I barely shuffled and it was like, bloop, here I am. So if it wants to be here, it wants to be here. Crystals for Christmas. This is actually a very practical, useful card. So we have moonstone here, malachite here, and ametrine at the bottom. And ametrine is a combination of amethyst and citrine. So basically, these are the crystals that are kind of tapped and in tune the most in the holiday season. So with this card coming through, I feel like Spirit is giving you a little boost of energy. It's giving you kind of like a crystal prescription in a sense to kind of navigate the holidays. So if you pick up 1, 2, or all 3 of these crystals and you have them on you kind of like throughout the holiday season in one way, shape, or another, it'll probably amplify all the good things that come with these crystals and can ultimately make your holiday season a little bit better. So yeah, I feel like the Spirit's just giving you all kinds of suggestions on how basically to ultimately have the best holiday season that you could have. I feel like that's kind of like the theme of this reading here. How to have the best holiday season and not be in like a blue and stuck energy. So let's get one final card to sum things up. So, that's perfect. That's a perfect card. And this one like totally did a somersault coming right on out. So we have Buddy the Elf here, our favorite friend. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. And isn't that so true? Isn't that just so accurate, Now, you do not have to be the world's best singer or anything like that. But, sing a song, sing a Christmas song, sing a Christmas carol. That definitely helps. Music helps. Music is so incredibly helpful, even when it's not Christmas time, like if I'm in a mood and I just like listen to some music, sing along with some music, like it will definitely help boost my mood. So put on some good music, put on something that's going to uplift your spirit, sing along with it, and find that cheer and that joy that Buddy the Elf brings. And what I really love about Buddy the Elf is he's such a man-child, but he's a man-child in a good way. Not in like an immature way, but in the way of like, you know, he leaves the North Pole, he heads to New York City, and one of the first, not even people, but creatures he encounters on his journey to New York City is that raccoon, right? And everyone knows you don't mess with wild animals, right? You don't mess with random wild animals. You know, the thing could have rabies or something. And he just opens his arms up to it, and he's just like, does somebody need a hug? He's so innocent is what it comes down to. He's so innocent, and he just wants to spread that joy and that love to every human and raccoon that he can think of. Now, I'm not saying go hugging wild animals by any means, but it's just kind of just like open your heart to that kind of innocence where it's just like, yeah, like everyone deserves some joy. Everyone deserves some love, you know? And once again, music is definitely a key way to do that. So that is basically the collective reading that we have for you guys today from A Magical Christmas and what we need to know this holiday season. Like I said, I feel like the overall theme of today's reading was Spirit giving us suggestions on how to make the best of our holiday season, how to not feel stuck, how to not feel blue, how to not feel stuck in the cold, or any of those kinds of things to kind of like pull us out of it, snap out of our funk, and just feel better overall and really enjoy it. So hopefully this message resonated. If the message didn't flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did resonate, now you know. So I really appreciate you guys, and thank you for hanging out here with me today for not only this collective reading, but I also hope you enjoyed the walkthrough as a whole of A Magical Christmas. Now you know the description for every single one of these cards, and of course have seen them a little bit here right now in action. As I said, this deck is available on my website, shadowandshine.com, in the shop section, and you can also find it in my Etsy shop. Links to all of those things are down in the description down below if you are interested. And also on my website, if I resonate with you as a reader, I welcome you to book a reading with me. And I have lots of different types of readings available for all types of needs, all types of budgets. So feel free to check that out as well. Once again, link down below, same place, shadowandshine.com. So yeah, and before we head on out of this video, once again, I just want to leave here asking you guys to please give this video a big thumbs up because that helps me out here a lot on the YouTube algorithm. And if I resonate with you as a reader as well, I invite you to subscribe and hit that notification bell because you will be up to date and in the know every time a brand new video is uploaded and posted. Or if there's any other news, just kind of in general, you'll know about it first through that community section of my YouTube channel. And drop me a comment down below. Let me know how you enjoyed this reading, what you think of the deck, just anything, any questions, anything like that. Don't hesitate to holler. Don't hesitate to leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, that's basically it. One last final thought, you guys. I know times are tight right now, especially once again with the holiday season going on and inflation and everything else. So if having a private reading is not necessarily feasible for you, but you are interested in one, the next suggestion I have for you is checking out my Patreon. I do have a Patreon. It's brand new, and memberships start as low as $1.11 per month. And right now I am actually running a contest, and if you join my Patreon at the $5.55 tier level or higher, so that's the dragon tier level or higher, if you go to my Patreon and check that out, the first 10 people to sign up at one of those levels or higher will be entered to win my other Oracle deck that's festive and holiday themed Fallin For You. This is my autumn-themed oracle deck. It's still pretty new, too. It's not the newest one right now, obviously, but you'll have your chance to win this. The first 10 people who join Patreon at that $5.55 tier or higher. So I definitely want to let you guys know about that and that little incentive because it's something you may be interested in. But that's basically it. Thank you guys for hanging out here with me today. I appreciate you so incredibly much. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Keep sparkling.